There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we have some really big savings for you right now. Our new crossover sale is underway. New Terrains, Equinoxes, and Trailblazers starting at $23,290. That's right, $23,290. Also, we've continued our huge Sierra and Silverado truck sale with over $10,000 off new pickups. You heard right, over $10,000 off list. Koppel truly has a small-town feel with big city deals. We're right down 144th Street or at KoppelCars.com. Stock numbers G260980 and C119824.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies. It will be breezy though, but mild. We'll see a high around 61. Tonight, mainly clear skies and an overnight low around 30. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. We'll see less wind too, and an afternoon high around 60. I'm meteorologist Kyle Cutter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Be a memory for your grandchildren. Among Nebraska adults age 65 or older, 47% report current alcohol use. Drinking too much can cause harm to children, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, you will still be around for your grandchildren. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Bank Strong, and the Ad Council.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Not only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns once again on the ones and twos back here at the 1040 Ticket headquarters. Again, 402-464-5685. Anyone who wants to join the show, that is the starter Heyman text line. We got the host as always, DeWarnay Pierson-El, streaming in. And again, if you want to put a face to the voice, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. Those are great ways to engage. Nonetheless, DeWarnay Pierson-El, how's it going on this Monday?
It's going good. It's Monday.
Yeah, I know. Today's Monday hit a little harder. I don't know if it's because you go from the hot, cold weather to cold, hot, cold, hot. Yeah, just back and forth.
It was cold.
Definitely a little bit of it. But that being said, though, you can smile because Nebraska basketball, I think it's hard to say they're not a lock at this point.
I think they're in. You still need to handle business, but you know they're checking off their checklist.
Yeah, we'll dive into this Rutgers game, of course. And again, if you guys have any insight, feel free to text in anything you want to talk about in particular. But is there any possible way that you see this team not making it into the dance? Because at this rate, they're pretty much going to get a bye. There's a few situations, but for the most part, they control their destiny. They got to take care of Michigan. Unless some craziness happens, they could lose that double bye. But for the most part, they're sitting with a single to double bye and 2 games left, 3 games if they win a couple. Is there any way this team doesn't make it? Is there any route that could possibly take them out? Would it have to be like a 30-point loss to Michigan?
No, I don't think anything seriously like that happens. Maybe an injury to somebody, maybe. Other than that, hopefully not that. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's a lock. I really do. And for all the Husker fans out there, if you don't think it's a lock, that'd be crazy. Because most people, they got them about anywhere 8, 9 is kind of where they're slated at. Not a whole lot of time left for that to get shaken up. The biggest thing that could change is who's going to get that double bye 1 through 4 in the Big Ten standings. It should be Nebraska's. Couple situations with Northwestern, Wisconsin, how they rattle out their last games of the season, where it could determine whether Nebraska's getting the single or double. But nonetheless, March Madness feels like a lock. We'll talk about their odds in the tournament, but first, let's talk about this Rutgers game. They beat them 67-56. It's crazy to think that after losing to Creighton, you could stand there and say this team's not going to lose another game in this arena, which was true. They go 18-1. The only loss being to Creighton. Nebraska, they shot okay, about 40% from the field, 33% from the three-point line. Not great there. Free throws, about 70%, 14 for 20. They won in the rebounding battle. They won in the assist battle. Turnovers, they won there. They didn't win there. That's one area they're a bit sloppy. 14-9, but the points off, the turnovers, they're tied there at 9. And then again, points in the paint. Nebraska 22, Rutgers 34. Really, it was a pretty close game for the most part. The only thing that stuck out for me for Nebraska anyways was that they're able to just kind of, in the stretch for big moments, really ratchet up their defense. 67 points. It's not a crazy offensive performance. You know, what was it in that game that impressed you by Nebraska, or do you think they kind of just barely escaped that one?
I don't think they barely escaped. They handled business, as you said. You know, turnovers is a little sloppy, but for the most part, you know, they were consistent with rebounding, consistent with how they've been playing the last past couple of games. So, a win is a win. I take it, whether it's ugly or not. It wasn't one of those do or die type of games to where, they had to battle back in and everything like that. They took control and, let things carried out. So could it have been better? Yeah, but they did what they need to and they got to win. So I'm not going to, dive deep into it. And there's always room for improvement, but they took care of what they were supposed to take care of.
And then Keisei Tamanaga, senior night, he leaves the game with 18 points. Is he the most? This is a better question. What's the second most exciting player since Keisei Tamanaga? Is there? Because I was thinking back in the day how lucky Nebraska is able to have a guy like Keisei Tamanaga not only play as good as he did this season, but come back. I can't think of another guy. There's a few out there. It's Ron Petaway, but I can't say
Shavon Shields. He was nice. As far as going before that and everything like that, that's hard to say. I just know When you phrase that question, those were the first two names just to pop in my mind in the more or so recent years.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't think they're still necessarily on the level of as Tamanaga's been as he's been playing, but I mean, they were still up there. You knew that that was somebody you had to deal with. So on a daily basis. So that would be the two probably.
Yeah, it's crazy for me to think. You think of Nebraska basketball, despite we've had some stars, but it is just it's a fun moment to look back for Keisei Tominaga, because I think when he first came in, there was a little bit of speculation.
You don't know
we're hearing
how
this
it's going to translate or how it's going to be. It's like, okay.
Japanese Steph Curry, you see his size, you wonder about the defense. Offense is like, can he just shoot? Can he do a little bit more? I mean, was it just me? Did you have those fears kind of looking at him? Because it did take a little bit for us to see what his game looked like when he really
overall looking at his story. He's from a different country.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming over here to play, learning a new different language, different foods. So everything that he's necessarily grown up with is changing. So I think it took some time. Obviously, for him to get here, it wasn't necessarily an experiment. They knew he could play. It was just a matter of time of when will it show? And I mean, I think that's kind of what it was. He had a lot on his plate. He had a lot to manage.
Yeah.
With just getting suited and comfortable is different. So I didn't look at it weird or anything like that. I'm like, okay, that's different. See how he plays out.
Yeah, I wanted to see the shooting. I just remember getting hooked on the shooting, and I was like, man, where is this guy? You hear that if he's as good as Steph Curry, quote unquote. No one is calling him Steph Curry, but you get the nickname Japanese Steph Curry. You assume the shooting must be unreal to watch. You hear press conferences with Fred Hoiberg talk about the shooting of this kid in practice, saying, I've never seen someone just knock down so many 3-pointers in a drill after drill after drill. And then you're kind of waiting around. And obviously it was good to be patient, because for him to be what he is now, you're feeling pretty good about this team heading into the tournament. Not only because Keisei Tominaga, once again, seems to be kind of having a similar end to the season as we had last year. I think you remember last year's around February, he really started to pick up steam. Everyone was terrified of this kid come the end of last season. It's looking pretty similar. Again, 18 points, and he's not taking a ton of shots. He only took 13 of them, 6 for 13. And again, 1 for 6 from the 3-point line. That's not his standard, but the fact that he's still able to get
18 points. He had 18 points still. Like, okay, he had an off night shooting from, behind the arc. All right, well, he still found ways to assist the ball. He still found ways to find a rhythm and score. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, and that's something I think he's getting more and more praise for it now, but he is not just a 3-point threat. No. I mean, what he's able to do inside, he's so good at catching people off guard.
He's a threat. Inside game, outside game, it doesn't matter. Mid-range floater. He has an arsenal of what he can get to, and if you're not playing good enough D, or if your hands down, it's going up. That's one thing for sure. It's going. He don't care. One leg. I'm surprised I haven't seen a hook shot come yet. He might do that in a game, but if he gets a decent look, he's firing.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite things when I see Keisei Tominaga sprinting to the corner off an off-ball screen. I don't care how fast that closeout's coming. He feels so good about that step back corner shot, and he's pretty good with it too. The percentages don't lie there. Speaking about it, let's give this guy's flowers too. Josiah Allick gets a double-double to wrap up senior night. He gets 10 points, put 12 rebounds on top of that, a couple steals, no turnovers, just a really solid game everywhere. But about the free throw, and he was 1 for 4 there. Again, he's been okay throughout the entire stretch of the season. But Josiah Allick, I mean, this is a guy that I think we always kind of saw it with the athleticism, but now he's really looking comfortable. He's just a true rim runner, rim protector. What do you see in his game that's, to me, really allowed this Husker team to pick up some of these bigger wins down the stretch here?
He's a freshman, and he's coming in and contributing. He understands, what his role is.
Josiah Allick, the senior guy, Josiah Allick. Yep, I
had to confuse my fault. He's still understanding his role. He's found, his spot to do things.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Give me a
No,
second.
you're good.
He's found, his role in things. And that's good when you don't necessarily have to carry all the weight. If you can be, a 1-2 punch, whether if that's, being physical, if that's, picking up the tempo, being a bruiser inside and everything like that. He has a niche, and it's starting to, blossom more and more and more. And he's a guy that you're going to have your hands full regardless. He's going to run. So your cardio better be in shape in that, and that'll catch you, late in the game. Because as we've seen, the team is, sparks from flying off and just, taking things off. So if everybody, energy is flowing and whatnot, it plays to the type of style of game that the team wants to be. So I mean it's really been good.
Yeah, and he's always been a hustle guy, like you said. I think that's the one thing, hands down, everybody can say they love about his game. You don't have to tell him to work hard. When you have a 6'8", 230-pound plus forward/center, he's the first guy hitting the ground on loose balls. You feel pretty good about your odds there. And he's just doing that. And now, like I said, it feels like
he's an energy guy.
100%.
Like, and you need those type of guys on the team and everything like that. Every now and then, he might have, one of those games to where, he gets hot and whatnot, but he's gonna box out. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be balls to the wall, diving after balls, fighting for jump balls. That's just he's doing the dirty work. And that's his thing. Not everybody, gets into that, but that's his piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, and I know people have been, I don't want to say down on Mast, but Mast hasn't been as productive in the stretch of games here. But the fact that the start of his season was still there, his 3-point shot, it's also working a lot in Josiah Alex's favor. He's able to get a lot of this work inside. He's able to get those quick passes running to the rim because people got to respect Mast when he's out there on the perimeter. With that being said, we're kind of laying out here that this team's clicking. All the pieces really seem to kind of be forming in sync here. You got one game versus Michigan in the Big Ten tournament. But still, you're looking at this team. Do you think this is the team that gets the win, the first win in program history? I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you every single time until we get in that bracket because I feel good about it. Is this the team that gets it done?
I would think so. I think they're a good enough team. I think, they're a poised enough team. I think they're a grit, enough team to get things done. It just depends on how they start.
Yes.
I'm not even saying, and they still haven't played a complete game. You know what I mean? So that's still to get done yet. And and you looking up and you're seeing what they have done. It's definitely exciting. So, if they can keep, the gas on the pedal, turn things up a notch. And, like I said, they're hitting on all cylinders. So as long as this, carries over, that's a team. It's a hot team that you don't want to face right now.
Yeah. Do you have any fears about them in a neutral site? Is that conversation getting blown up too much? I mean, there's legitimate reasons to it. You have a team that went 18-1 at home that really couldn't win on the road. How much is that a reason of concern when March does approach?
If you would have asked me about a month and a half ago, I would be nervous, a lot more nervous. I feel like, they've kind of caught their win with it. They know they can win on the road. They know they can, or in a neutral site, so, and they've went, on this back end stretch, they found, ways to do that. So regardless of that, I think it just depends on, what team shows up. I know they can do it. I believe in them. We've seen it even when it's games that they were close to, the Illinois game. They were right in that one. You do a couple things differently. That's different.
The rank, they do a couple things differently. I mean, seriously, that's a rank. If they beat Illinois and say
at Illinois,
this is a ranked team.
At Illinois.
Yes. Yeah.
So and it's funny because the better the competition or the higher the stakes, the better shot that you get from Nebraska. So that's what I said. I'm nervous for other people. I'm nervous for other people to come. Sorry, everybody blowing up my phone.
Busy guy.
So like I said, I'm excited to see it because, like I said, whoever they face, that they're going to get a good shot. It's a lot on the line. They've been playing more consistent down in their stretch and whatnot. So, I think they'll get the win for sure.
Yeah, it's knock on wood, but I'm right there with you. It depends. Looking at these matchups, Colorado State, Mississippi State. Some even have Texas. That'd be crazy to see you get a Nebraska-Texas matchup right off the gate there.
I hate Texas.
That's why I wouldn't be mad about it because I still stand by my belief that I think this team's got a good shot to be the one team. So if it's Texas, I still like their odds. I really don't care who it is unless it's, number one UConn, Purdue. But obviously, you're not going to be playing those guys your first game around. No. Quick one from the text line here from Brian says, loving the breakdown, gents. And it's funny, everyone remembers this one. And I'm curious, when I say the name DeMornay Pierson-El, 402-464-5685, which punt return comes to your head? Because this is the same one for me. It says, thanks for the Iowa punt return.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's always the one. A lot of people, a solid thank you for that. And I'm always curious. What's your DeMornay Pierson-El punt return or even wide receiver moment? 402-464-5685. But that being said, though, we'll ask one more question and then we'll throw it to break. Which one of these players is going to be that, I don't want to say six man, I don't even want to say role player, but kind of that surprise factor, what you would call an X factor, a J.R. Smith in the NBA or a Fred VanVleet for the Toronto Raptors when he was with Kawhi Leonard? Who on this team feels like they're going to be that X factor or maybe have those big moments when we get to March Madness?
I think Juwan Gary.
He looks like the X factor right now.
I'm just saying, like, I think between him or Williams.
Yeah.
I think one of those two. I think, even if they both go off at the same time, I think, with everybody, contributing, I think, that'll be a hard team to beat if both of those guys are hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. With Juwan Gary, there's just another thing with this team where it's another guy where you look at Juwan Gary's game down the stretch, he's gotten really comfortable at picking up his matchups. If he sees a guy who's undersized, you're seeing
he's going in.
Yeah, explosive dunks. You're seeing him more and more really trust his own game and seeing these mismatches and being willing to just go ahead and attack these guys right off the jump. I like him. Casey Tominaga, obviously, he's an X factor without being said.
Yeah.
Alex Sneakley has been putting up some offensive numbers. So again, it goes to my point why I think this team can be the team is you just got a litany of weapons that feel like they can go off at any moment. With that being said, though, we'll go ahead and throw to our first break. Unknown texter 4424. His was the Michigan State punt return. That's his one that he remembers.
That's my favorite one. So it's I'm right with you there.
Feel free to put in any of your favorite DPE moments in Husker history. 402-464-5685. We'll keep talking about this. We'll talk a little bit more hoops on the other side. Maybe some NFL as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling here on the Don't Punt Hour with DeMornay Pierson-El, the host as always. We'll be right back.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies. It will be breezy, though, but mild. We'll see a high around 61. Tonight, mainly clear skies and an overnight low around 30. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. We'll see less wind, too, and an afternoon high around 60. I'm meteorologist Kyle Cutter for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
You did feel the need to cuss in this one. Yeah, you cannot be this mentally fragile. Act like you're a damned NCAA tournament team.
Listen,
I'm not going to change the way I tweet.
Do you think Fred saw the tweet? Do you think Fred saw the tweet and called a timeout and they're like, Sorensen's upset? I got to get this
early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Reading may be the most valuable skill your child will ever learn. And research proves that when children read outside the classroom, they do much better in school. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. It's easy to picture yourself reading with a young child curled up in your lap, but don't forget about your older children. They also need encouragement to read. So set aside some time to read together and help your child achieve and succeed.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
February is National Pet Dental Health Month. At Parkview Animal Hospital, their skilled doctors and staff can help identify and treat a wide range of dental issues. If your pet is showing signs of bad breath, abnormal chewing or drooling, reduced appetite, or refusal to eat, now is a great time to speak to a member of their team and help get your pet back on track to a healthy lifestyle. Call Parkview Animal Hospital today at 402-423-6939 to learn more about their discounts on dental cleanings, procedures, and hygiene products.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Jake Sorensen here for The Body Shop. My wife is nearing her due date with our first child and has been in need of a good massage as her body continues to change and adapt. Dennis and the team at The Body Shop were incredible with the prenatal massage that she's still talking about today. I was also able to get a deep tissue massage, so it was a great bonding experience and a unique couples massage in general. If you're in need of stress relief, book a massage today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Des Moines Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back into Ticket Weeknights. Once again, I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos back here at the 1040 Ticket Studios. You guys can always join in, 402-464-5685. Put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, Allo Channel 961. As always, we got tomorrow Pierson-El. The host is always streaming in. We talked a lot of hoops on the last segment. Maybe we'll finish up with some NBA, but in the meantime, we also had the NFL Combine get done. So we're getting closer and closer to the NFL mock draft. We'll talk about that. But before we go there, I just want to talk about the Combine in itself. Are you surprised at all to see as many players not even bothered to show up for this anymore? I shouldn't say I don't have real numbers, but certainly in the last 4 years, doesn't take a genius to see the trend that a lot of these guys, they're not even going to attempt at any of the Combine drills.
Well, look at the guys that are not doing it. It's the guys that are for sure probably first round guys that are going to get picked.
Mhm.
So not everybody's doing that. Not
Yeah, it's like the
and
Caleb Williams are the only ones that get to skip the medical exams. Like that's a big one. I mean, you could probably speak on that. The medical, that's major factor for a lot of these NFL teams when they're scouting you.
completely that can move you up or move you down. But I mean, look, he knows he's the number one pick going in. And it's when you got that type of juice with you, like it's certain things. Now is that the best way to do stuff? No, but I mean, is he dictating certain stuff and everything like that? I mean, to each his own. He has representation or no representation either or, because I don't think I think he went the same route as Lamar with having a family member represent him. So it's there's a lot of ways to skin a deer. So I mean, if that's what he thought was what was best for him, so be it. I wouldn't recommend it.
And then let's talk about one more. This could be a little bit of acting, but either way, I was all there for it. Roma Duns, wide receiver. Did you catch him working extra, doing the drill over and over and over on the cones to see if he could break his time, get that time he wanted?
Look, it's all an act, baby. You gotta, you gotta do things necessarily a little different. Oh, he's putting in the extra work. Well, no, it's all a game. It's strategy. So kudos for him for necessarily doing that, or it's small stuff. I mean, and they know.
He's moved up in a couple of these mock drafts. No joke, he's moved up, and I feel like
I'm telling you,
it worked.
That's all you need is just a smidge. It's not too much. Okay, he's not lazy and they're willing to work. He's willing to go put in extra stuff. Okay, cool, great, it's fine, whatever. And then you got 30 something teams. You just need 5 coaches. Really, you only need 1 to like you, but 5 coaches to write something. Another 5 coaches. We did that, but whatever. Like it's a game. It's a mental game. It's strategic. Have your strategy right.
Yeah, I mean, and as we're talking about it, we've mentioned it. Obviously, the top prospects, they got their own strategy heading into it. Out of these top prospects, in particular the quarterbacks, give me your 1 through 3. With your obvious, you can maybe surprise me with one. Give me your 1 through 3 quarterbacks. For me, I'm gonna stay pretty much on script. Some people got the 2 and 3 swapped, but Caleb Williams, I'm still taking him 1. Jaden Daniels, then Drake May.
I'm going with what I seen. I'm going.
You can draft off potential on whatever you want.
I'm going Jalen Daniels.
Jaden Daniels 1 overall.
Yes. I'll go. Whoa. I'll go Caleb Williams 2, and I'll go Bo Nixon 3. I'm not high on Drake.
Okay, first explain to me why Caleb fell, and then maybe why we're not so high on Drake.
Okay, please tell me what successful quarterback has made it in the NFL through Lincoln Riley's system.
Cricket. Do a quick check, real quick. To make sure I'm not
you can say Kyler, and they still was talking about moving on from him.
Yeah, but Kyler's not a great one for me because
again,
that's the only one I could think of.
Again, so you got Heisman winners that have done good. Great, and I'm not picking on him or anything like that, but you playing in the West Coast. If you do go to the Bears, good luck. He's from the Maryland area. He went to school in DC at Gonzaga. Like I get that. Has he played in the cold? Yeah, but 2 years in a spot, and you're more familiar with that weather than not. So, is he freakishly good? Yes. Is he talented? Yes.
Looks a lot like Justin Fields. Those are just always the funniest part to me. I can't get that.
I'm just not as high on him as everybody else for my own personal reasons.
I can see why, you 2's fine. Jaden Daniels, Why him one? Just the numbers? The
He
numbers?
left-
Or is
he,
it
le-
LSU conference?
he left the Pac-12 and went to the SEC. If they had a better defense, we're talking about him way more. His consistency with throws, percentages, and everything like that are more and are better than the other people around him. The game is, everybody's looking for that dual threat type of guy. He's a pass first guy. He's not. Can he run? Yes. But is that his first thing? No, it's not. He's accurate as a passer. And like I said, it's not easy to play in the SEC, and he went off. So that's just me. That's just my own personal being from what I've seen.
And then one more quarterback that surprises me that he's high. I wouldn't touch him. I would grab him later, but not in the first round. Unless I can get him late first round.
What's wrong with
McCarthy?
Bo?
No, I'm asking McCarthy. Last quarterback.
I'm not touching him. No,
he's as high as 3 to the Patriots in some of these. I can't see him going
because he's a winner.
But on now,
I think honestly, you have to understand, with the NFL, it's a lot of smokescreen stuff. Oh, the executive, this and that. Who? You might have been talking to a regional scout, somebody low, or they might be trying to push the narrative. That's why it's always, not the name isn't attached to it. It's a credible, seasonal, scout. Yeah, all right, whatever. I don't want to hear it. They didn't even. I mean, they had one receiver, the one number one. I can't think of his name. He was nice from Michigan. But I mean, I don't like him. He's a decent, collegiate quarterback. He's a national championship. I give him that. But I mean, he didn't do anything that popped. He had more interceptions, more turnovers this year than he did the year before. He was taking a lot more chances with stuff and everything like that. He wasn't as accurate as I thought. Does he look the part? Yeah. Does he have the arm? Yeah. He checks the boxes for people. So I don't know. I'm not high on him at all.
Yeah, I think you nailed though. I think he checks the boxes. We're gonna get you on potential, not what you did this season. And maybe you look at that Michigan offense and it's like, yeah, of course you're a running system offense. Maybe they see things that
they were smash mouth football. Okay,
still not touching
we're running through the A gap, try and stop it. Okay, we're running off tackle, try and stop it. Okay, now we might hit an intermediate. Okay, now we might they played with their tight ends and running back. That was it.
All right, now give me who's going to be the Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell.
I can't do that.
Do you see any of these? Do you see a chance for any of these guys to touch on that run?
No.
Caleb's game's
that's hard, and I think that's kind of unfair.
You don't have to say for certain. Just say
I don't know.
Maybe
because you like that. That's a lot of pressure.
Well, you're quick on Caleb,
huh?
Well, you're quick on Caleb there.
Hey,
you gotta tell me. Give me one thing about Caleb Williams' game that you're just like, you know what? That's making me skeptical. For me, it's holding on to the ball too long. I'll say that. That's the one thing where I'm like, you're going to get rid of Fields, and the biggest complaint is he holds on to the ball too long to get a guy in Caleb Williams whose biggest problem is he scrambles too much and holds on to the ball too long.
I mean, everybody's trying to find the Mahomes, and I don't think USC had a good line from the start, from the jump anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that he can't read defenses, not to say that he can't go through progressions, because I think he can. I feel like, but he makes his mind up. I feel like he tries to find the big play too much.
Yes.
And that's going to get you in trouble at the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, you'll go down as one of the you'll break Peyton Manning's interception record for sure. for sure.
That's a tough
at the next level, the game changes. You got to be a lot more smarter from the shoulders up. And you can't, always look for the big play and everything like that with every situation and whatnot. So that's just what I don't like from his game. But he's a heck of a player. He won a Heisman. So I'm not doubting that or taking that. But it's just a different league that he played in that I'm not too confident, with so much out there.
Yeah, and that's one where, for me, it's just with the Bears. if you're going to take Williams, the only way I see it is if you're going to get a nice return, but there is talks. What do you think about a 1-2 swap? We've never actually seen it, I don't think, in NFL history. The number 1 overall for the number 2 overall. Commanders need a quarterback. Would that be in the Bears' interest? Just go 1-2 swap, because you're probably not going to get a first rounder, but you can you obviously swap those and then maybe try to add some second rounders.
It depends what the Bears are asking for, and it depends, okay, if they do switch, Caleb will be coming home playing for the hometown team. You've seen that already. You've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Is Lincoln Riley's on their staff now?
Yep.
Okay, so you might have that drawn, which I think he's a better offensive coordinator than he is, NFL head coach. College head coach, he got it. But he's an outstanding offensive coordinator. You sitting at 2, you're not bad. Even if you want, Daniels, who is, 1A, 1B, you can still do a lot of the stuff. If you go get Caleb, he would just be more comfortable with your terminology, what you expect, what you're looking for. He will probably be more comfortable, stepping into that situation more so than somewhere else, because he knows exactly what to expect, what he's thinking and whatnot. But again, what are the Bears asking to switch? What are the Commanders willing to give up to switch?
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to them. Will it happen? I doubt it.
It's a fun idea. It's a possibility. It's a fun idea. It's a possibility. Looking at what the Commanders have to offer, I don't think it's going to be able to come close enough to what the Falcons. I think we've talked about it. If there's any sort of trade, it's probably going to be the Falcons. They seem to have the most to gain from the trade and the most to give up. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and throw it to our last break here. This is the Don't Punt Hour with DeMornay Pierson-El. We talked a little bit NFL. We'll wrap up with some NBA MVP odds, as that's starting to heat up as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll wrap up the Don't Punt Hour right after this.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Jake Sorensen here for The Body Shop. My wife is nearing her due date with our first child and has been in need of a good massage as her body continues to change and adapt. Dennis and the team at The Body Shop were incredible with the prenatal massage that she's still talking about today. I was also able to get a deep tissue massage, so it was a great bonding experience and a unique couples massage in general. If you're in need of stress relief, book a massage today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
You did feel the need to cuss in this one. Yeah, you cannot be this mentally fragile. Act like you're a damned NCAA tournament team.
Listen, I'm not going to change the way I tweet.
Do you think Fred saw the tweet? Do you think Fred saw the tweet and called a timeout and they're like, Sorensen's upset? I got to get this.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. On the block with Strick and Austin.
Now, to tie it back to Nebraska men's basketball, this group has a chance to do something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
You know, in making a run in the Big Ten tournament, a serious run, and winning the first NCAA tournament game, but they're not going to get there by doing the same things they've always done. It is on this team to step up and change that narrative. It won't change on its own. Teams won't lay over for you, and that's the mindset shift we haven't consistently seen yet.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Demorne Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back into the Don't Punt Hour. I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, we got the host, as always, Good morning, Pierson-El. Now, I did say that we were going to talk about the NBA MVP odds, but I completely forgot about the story, and I don't want to forget to bring it up. We got to talk about it, and it involves the Denver Broncos, and I'm sure you're aware of where we're going. The Denver Broncos, they got some breaking news. The man that always said, let's ride, they are going to be...
Somebody getting fired.
The contract. The ride's over. Let's ride. It's over.
Somebody's getting fired.
Real quick, let's give the stats to everyone who's out there listening. And
Somebody's getting fired.
Yes. Of the 5-year contract extension that was worth $245 million that was acquired in the 2022
legal
trade.
robbery. Oh, my
Seahawks
God.
to the Broncos. They have released Russell Wilson, which leaves about $85 million in dead cap, the biggest in NFL history. All right, good morning, Pierson-El. Quick thoughts.
Legal robbery. Shout out to Russ.
I mean, he's riding off into the sunset, to be fair.
I mean, like, other than the first year, which I'm not necessarily putting all the weight on him, because you've seen what he can do with, structure with a good coach and everything like that. He didn't have a bad season. He wasn't the issue by any chance, or it wasn't him. They were winning games. They were in games because of him. He was a better quarterback than y'all had probably in the past 5 years. Yep. So it became over money and they got upset and wanted to move on or move to for the future. I don't know.
Upset about money, willing to take $85 million in dead cap, the worst. What just what a disaster of a trade. Because like you said, the Broncos messed that up.
They did it though. Yes. Russ can be there, play and stay, but for whatever reason or whatever's going on or whatever tension has been built, I guess it's too far gone to fix or whatnot. But he was there, like he made them a better team.
Certainly at times you would have felt like the team around that was supposed to be built around him, the coaches that were built around him, especially early on, was a disaster right off the bat. You didn't set him up necessarily a great defense or offensive line early on. It just feels like the Broncos failed him more than Russell Wilson failed himself. I think if we saw Russell Wilson play for another organization, no one would be looking at the trade money he got back then in 2022 and be like, what a disaster. I think the Broncos
somebody's getting fired. Somebody's getting fired for that debacle. If it's this year or next year, he's gonna take the blame for that. I don't know necessarily who. But it's like I said, it's crazy because you didn't even give him 2 years with Sean Payton. Well, I don't know if it's Sean Payton's ego or Russ's, what he was doing, all his off the field antics or whatnot. I'm not sure what it was, but when it came to Sunday, he was keeping you in games. He wasn't losing you games. So it's like I said, that's poor management right there.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of what they're thinking to do to move on for another answer there at that position. I'm being it's not like they got a good draft pick coming up.
It's gonna be one or two things. Either you trade a star, one of your stars.
Don't have a lot.
Justin, Pat, Jerry, or Cortland for draft capital and try and get back up and get something. Or, stick with the guy that y'all signed to, I think, a 2-year or 3-year, like $30 million deal to be a backup and roll with him. That's about it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get Kirk Cousins. You ain't doing that.
Yeah. You don't have enough to offer. I think Justin Fields seems like the hottest piece to offer right now, but I don't think he's heading to
They could trade for Justin, but
I think the Browns got a better chance of getting Justin Fields with what they have to offer. That'd be a move I could see because they are desperately would love a backdoor out of this Deshaun Watson. I would think too.
But I'm not even that deal is different. He stepped into a different type of style of offense. Like you all four of those teams that are in the AFC North. They don't throw the ball how they were throwing it like in Houston. You know what I'm saying? So they're not doing that. So I'm not saying he's underperformed. I just don't think that offensive scheme fits the type of quarterback he is. So I just kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll have to find out as we get closer and closer to the NFL draft. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for us. This has been the Don't Punt Hour with Des Moines Pierson-El, the host as always. Appreciate the time, but don't go anywhere. We got Speed and Power with Megan Walker, as always, up next. So, again, we got plenty of more here on Ticket Weeknights. I'm Harrison Arns, Des Moines Pierson-El. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for listening.